Lee Kuan Yew, the founding Prime Minister of Singapore, had a complicated relationship with the press. While he strongly believed in good governance and national stability, his approach to media control was controversial, particularly his willingness to shut down newspapers that published what he considered false or misleading information. This sparked global debates on whether he was protecting Singapore from harmful propaganda or outright suppressing press freedom. Lee Kuan Yew argued that a totally free press was a liability for small nations like Singapore, because foreign interests and powerful corporate players could manipulate media to destabilize governments and influence public opinion. In his view, Western media wasn't truly free either. It was just controlled by wealthy individuals and multinational corporations rather than the government. He was particularly concerned about foreign-funded newspapers operating in Singapore, which he saw as tools of outside influence. He believed that these outlets were not accountable to the people of Singapore and could be used to mislead, destabilize, or promote foreign agendas under the guise of press freedom. His government clamped down on several publications, including the Singapore Herald, the Eastern Sun, and the Nanyang Xiang Pao, often citing national security and public interest as reasons. These newspapers were accused of publishing misleading or inflammatory content, being influenced or funded by foreign interests, and undermining public trust in Singapore's leadership. Lee Kuan Yew saw this as a necessary action to protect Singapore's political stability, but critics saw it as a direct assault on press freedom. Lee Kuan Yew's actions drew sharp criticism from Western democracies and press freedom organizations who accused him of authoritarian censorship. They argued that government-controlled media leads to propaganda. A free press should act as a check on power, not serve the state. Shutting down dissenting voices stifles democracy and open debate. However, Lee Kuan Yew never backed down from his stance. He insisted that Singapore's press wasn't there to create chaos, spread falsehoods, or be used as a political weapon. He pointed to the success of Singapore's economy, low corruption rates, and high public trust as proof that his approach worked. His argument was that Western-style press freedom could work in large countries like the United States, but for a small, multiracial and highly vulnerable nation like Singapore, uncontrolled media could be dangerous. In his view, allowing newspapers to spread misinformation unchecked was not freedom. It was reckless and irresponsible governance. The debate over Lee Kuan Yew's press policies still rages on today. Some see him as a pragmatic leader who protected Singapore from media manipulation, while others see him as a leader who suppressed dissent. Looking at the modern world, his concerns about foreign influence and media weaponization don't seem so far-fetched. With social media manipulation, corporate-owned news networks, and digital disinformation, even Western nations now struggle with how to balance press freedom with protecting their political stability. So, was Lee Kuan Yew ahead of his time, or was he too heavy-handed in controlling the press? That depends on whether you see his actions as censorship, or as necessary protection against bad faith actors using the media to manipulate a nation.